lounging, son.
All right, welcome back to the Comic Lounge. My name is Ryan,
And I'm Manny.
and today we're going to be talking about X-Force 2. I wanted to throw X-Force 1 on here for a second because up until yesterday, this book was still sealed. Obviously, we were going to talk X-Force 2, but I wanted to read X-Force 1 again. There's already an episode on the channel, so check the Liefeld playlist. You can find it there. I just had to, dude. I wanted to see, I want to see how that smell was sealed in there, So,
Yeah,
but
yeah, dude. I have like three of them, bro.
yeah, I have more too. There's
Yeah.
like two more sealed. There's a few open. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Check out some of the dope content. Like I just said, there is a Liefeld playlist. If you're a Liefeld fan like we are, there's a bunch of interviews, a bunch of cool stuff on the channel. So hit the subscribe button. And now let's jump into this episode. Just real quick,
It's an unboxing video right here,
Yeah, yeah,
unbagging
yeah.
video.
Yes, yes. I mean, look how crisp the fucking white is on that. Still
Yeah, dude.
so
What
good,
card did
man.
you get?
Oh, I got cable.
Yeah, yeah, I have that one too. I
Yeah.
haven't
The
posted on
one
the
that I
page.
have sealed, I think I have a Deadpool sealed, and then I feel like it's like Shatterstar or the X-Force card. I'm not sure. This comic is like one of my favorite comics of all time, hands down. This is such a great book. So like I said, we're not going to be talking about this one today. Just wanted to quickly, show it off. I can smell the newsprint from this high up too. It's
Isn't
fantastic.
that great?
It's so good. It's amazing. It's so good. I mean, if you're a fucking true comic fan, you know how good this smell is. Go check out the X-Force episode, and they don't do stuff like this anymore. They really should. But look at this fucking cable card. It's awesome. Now let's talk reason we're here today, which is X-Force #2, the second appearance of Deadpool. Anybody that follows Rob's observations or has heard Rob talk about it, originally Deadpool wasn't even supposed to come back, I think, until around issue 8. I could be getting that wrong, but I know it was supposed to be later. He wasn't supposed to come back, but the popularity of the character, the letters they were receiving at Marvel, they asked him to bring Deadpool back sooner. And I think we talked about it in New Mutants 100 when I was reading the letters pages of, the reaction to Deadpool. I dig this cover, dude, so much. This is one of my favorite covers by Rob. The way the X is in the
Yep.
background with Garrison over Deadpool, and then we have the New Mutants characters. You got Feral right there. We got Bridge. We got Warpath, and the rest of the team, Cable and Domino at the bottom. I just fucking dig this cover so much.
And dude, this cover to me was almost as iconic as the first one because
Yeah.
I remember like just loving the coloring, like that purple and the
Yeah.
X, the little Deadpool's back in the corner box art, like you said, like just the whole overall design. And I fucking love Kane, dude. I still have my Kane 90s action figures
I know you
sitting
showed
right
me.
there
Yeah. Yeah.
right there on my fucking bookshelf. So like
Yeah.
I'm all about this issue. In a lot of ways, I like this issue more than I like issue 1.
Okay.
Because you also got GW Bridge, another favorite character, also got him sitting on my fucking shelf. So like, I
Yeah.
mean, this is one of the most memorable comics of my youth.
Yeah, I also really like that. I mean, can't really tell on camera, but like this gray blue has like almost like a metallic.
Yes, yeah, it does.
It's pretty dope.
And it's a good feeling comic.
I love this stuff. We jump straight in. Garrison Kane up there in the corner, spying this on Deadpool. Some shipment from Japan coming in. I love this, dude. Like this is like a Deadpool that we didn't really see, or we don't see much of anymore. Where he's a hired mercenary, where he's not just killing, but he's like overseeing shit.
Yeah.
Again, bringing in Tolliver, which was a huge part of Deadpool's backstory going back to New Mutants
Yep.
98. Continued to play a factor in the Deadpool miniseries by Joe Matt. I can't remember if it was in the second miniseries prior to the ongoing, but I feel like Tolliver was like prevalent for a while. Anytime Deadpool was around.
Agreed.
I love the way he shoot the different angles. Like we have this coming straight up at Kane. Then we see him looking overhead. Then we're looking from this angle. Now we're looking from this. That's something that like I've been noticing when we've been going back through Rob's some of his old work, is how often he plays with the angles and what we're looking at.
I mean, he's really experimenting and being dynamic here. Like it's great stuff, man.
This is so good. I love how much the red pops off too.
Yeah, the fact that they're both wearing red and white, like it gives an energy and like a really great color palette. I love the coloring in these early X Forces, man.
I love that he calls like call me Weapon X. He's like, you got ain't that a trademark or something? I love
And so
that.
there we go, dude. Like a lot. I mean, a lot of people have contributed to Deadpool as a character and like the fourth wall breaking. But you and I are always mentioning that like wisecracking like personality has been there from day one, and that's all
Yep.
Rob.
I love this. Rob Liefeld, ideas and pictures. Fabian Nicieza, words and insomnia. Chris Eliopoulos, letters and tequila. Brad Vincata, color art and goatee. Bob Harris, edits and exhaustion. Tom DeFalco, sausage and
Sausage
peppers.
and pepper. Yeah.
So
Oh,
stupid.
I used to love Rob's credit boxes. They're always funny.
Yeah, they don't play around like that anymore, man. Or
I
like,
know,
like
dude.
from the Silver Age of Marvel, Johnny, Jazzy John Romita, Smiling Stan, all that kind
They
of
should
stuff.
really bring that back. Yeah, dude. They really should bring that shit back.
So this is just fantastic. This fight scene between Kane and Deadpool. Great action. Again, you're getting the way it moves your eye from here to there to there to there. Like it's just constant movement, dude. It's fantastic. Yeah, Deadpool's wisecracking jokes. I also like this version of Deadpool's costume a little bit better. I think I don't like that little flap they put. I think I mentioned that at the top of his mask. I never really
Yeah,
understood that, but oh, dude. Speed lines too with this magenta, another thing we talk about a lot. But I love the
yeah, dude.
way the layout of the panels, how it's inlay here over this whole background panel, but then we have this
Yeah.
like panel coming in where you zoom in on Kane's face.
It's great, dude. And then like, that's like that Kirby dynamicism that Liefeld has in his layouts. You don't see pages like this anymore.
Yeah. And then look, even like just in the dialogue, dude, like it ends where it began. Deadpool want to sing a chorus of okay. He's like, I hate this country. I've always hated it. I hated Department H. I hated the Weapon X program, and I hated you. So you're seeing like this, you're learning about this like relationship that they've obviously had prior to this. When really we've
Yeah.
only seen Deadpool for half an issue. He wasn't even in
Yeah.
the whole issue of '98.
And he's already becoming a fan favorite. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a testament to I mean, I don't think anyone would argue with us that Deadpool now is one of the classic comic book characters of all time.
No, he's like epitomizes '90s, like one of the
Yeah.
greatest creations of the '90s. I love how he fucking shoots his hand. It's just choking Deadpool out. Such a great scene. And then Bridge coming in,
I
watching your
love Bridge.
cocky butt. Yeah, and I love these like when we've talked about this too. When he draws them super small, he still puts in those a little detail so it doesn't just look like somebody phoning it in. Which sometimes when you see like panels where the characters are super small, it's like it's not even super defined. But he does a great job of doing that stuff.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things of Liefeld that like I didn't really think about when I was a kid, but now as a more like for lack of a better word, educated comic book reader, I notice these things that I didn't notice about his art before, and it just makes me appreciate it even more if that's possible.
Bridge and Kane are having their conversation, and Deadpool's got to like, you know,
GW Bridge like George Washington.
he's got
It's funny.
he's got. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's
Yeah,
funny. I love how
yeah.
Deadpool's like making comment. They both just tell him to shut up.
And again, Deadpool's already like the kind of guy that annoys people, and
Yeah.
that's Wade, bro. In and out, bro. In and out.
hmm
That's
And
Wade
then we
Wilson.
see why Bridge is here. He's like like Shield has been asked to bring Cable in. He's expected to take him down. And then again, we get more backstory here. He's like, I haven't seen him in over 7 years.
I mean, the mystery that he's building here is obviously inspired. Like we just did an episode on the first appearance of Wolverine, which this is what it reminds me of. Like that issue is already giving you all these backstories about Wolverine, talking about like Department H, Weapon X, and all that. Like I love that Rob was taking that and running with it and doing it in his own way, like
Yeah.
building his own lore and giving. As a kid, like these felt like my comics, and I was so excited that oh my god, what's going on? So like we've talked about it a million times, like that mystery behind X Force and Cable and Tolliver and Deadpool and Dom. It was so fucking good, bro.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard when I'm reading it to remember what's been revealed,
Yeah, yeah,
at this
same.
point. But it is crazy to think about, like, again, Deadpool, what he's talking about with the Weapon X program and how we know what is coming from that. But at this point, as a reader, we didn't know. Like, we didn't know any of the stuff that he went through with his cancer
Yeah.
treatments, right? And how they fucking just like basically tortured him in that program, you know. And you're getting this like Kane, like there's no love lost between him and Cable. Tolliver has a price on his head and all that stuff, and X Force is now together. I know we're not going through X Force 1, but like a lot of this stuff going on in there, led us into this moment. And I believe this is where their headquarters is, right? In upstate New York.
Yeah.
Headquarters, yeah.
I love how big Warpath is there.
Dude, he's fucking so hulking, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And look, he's like, I thought the learning games were over. Like, if we're missing the danger, he's like, just because I no longer consider the X-Force unit a school doesn't mean you don't need training, which is true. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just like fucking rest on your laurels, dude. Dude, fucking Shatterstar.
Yeah, dude. I was so about Shatterstar. I mean, this might be one of my favorite X Force issues.
It's great, dude.
This whole page with Farrell and like in the
Mhm.
woods, like the coloring, the dynamicism, like her narration boxes, like like the scratchiness of the borders, like so much little details that I had forgotten about this issue. Like rereading this was an absolute pleasure.
Oh
Again,
yeah.
in a real shitty week, like this was something that brought me some happiness.
Yeah, dude. It's cool to be able to like kind of transport your headspace back to this time, like,
And
and
this did it, bro. This did it
yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I love old comics. I love 90s comics. I mean, I'll say it every time we do an episode on a comic book from the 90s, but there's just something about it, man. I crack
Yeah.
open. It's funny. I'd be like, I handed I was reading and I was like, hey, I told my daughter, I was like, hey, you want to see what it smelled like when I was when I was 4 years old? And I was like, this is what comic books smell like when I was 4. And she like thinks it's so old, which makes me feel like an old motherfucker. Where she's like,
Yeah,
she's like,
right.
you were only 4? Like, my God, I'm not 80, like
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah, dude.
Christ. But it's funny, dude. And I love these comics, man. I'm so glad you know, we decided to just go through all of them. And I'm excited for going to the next few too. But the
Yeah.
character designs here, Farrell, I love this like training they're doing out in the woods. Super fun way to like add a lot of action into a comic where they're not fighting, but
Yeah.
still inject that into this.
And like highlight their powers and introduce readers to what they can do, like
Mhm.
it's real clever storytelling, man. It's good stuff.
I love the banter between Boom Boom and Farrell too.
I'd forgotten how quippy Farrell herself was.
Dude, this is just so much fun, man. I love how
Yeah.
Farrell too is able to like turn them on. Like she flipped their powers on each other by hitting Boom Boom's
Yeah.
thing, shooting it at Cable, and
Yeah,
basically
she's a credible
systematically,
threat.
yeah, systematically taking everybody down. And even like Domino's, like, you're taking this shit too far, dude. You got chill the fuck out. Some of my favorite pages in this issue, Shatterstar just popping up.
We're in the freaking tank top looking ripped.
Yeah.
I also love how everyone keeps calling Shatterstar like pretty boy. Like
Yeah. Dude, the
what does Farrell
fucking
call him? Tunzo buns.
yeah, this is awesome, dude.
And he just clocks her with this book. I love like the Deadpool. I mean, that Shatterstar swords have like the spikes on the fucking handles and shit. They're almost like fucking like brass knuckles.
Yeah, and then like when Cable was fighting him, how he took the sword from him and then smashed his head with the
Yeah,
fucking with that part. But again, the way that he lays it out and moves your eyes, dude, it's just like
he has a very good understanding of the page, dude. This panel with her like fucking clawing Cannonball in
Cannonball.
the
Yeah.
guts is ingrained in my memory. I actively remember as a kid reading this issue and being like, holy fucking shit. Because as we know later, this is all kind of leading up to the idea that he's an external. And so I reread this, I had forgotten about that whole subplot about like the externals and the immortal mutants and like so much great shit going on at this time.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. There's some blind spots for me for sure in this era
Yeah.
of X-Men, but this is fucking awesome. I love this
Yeah.
too. It's like she goes at him and then just he fucking tranks Sparrow and knocks her out. Come back to something that was, took place in X-Force 1 where Black Tom Cassidy is working with this chick Ariana who is part of like a corporate merger with Roberto DaCosta into a
Yeah.
Sunspot because he's over there with Gideon and he's been training with him. That's what this quick little like montage is about. And then we come back to Cable, looking over Cannonball.
A little bit of Kirby tech there too, and stuff
Oh
in
yeah.
that tech.
I love this line too, that Farrell's as much animal as human. So she's only doing what comes natural for her, like it's crazy to think about, like that she's not that's kind of like the similarity between her and Wolverine a little bit, but I think she's more animal than Wolverine.
I love this page too with Black Tom, and like
Yeah.
again, this like Liefeld talks about how Kirby is like one of his biggest influences. Like this is a perfect example of a page that showcases that.
And then you talk about a fucking page turn.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Who's he summoning back? Boom, dude.
And to this day, this thing that Juggernaut says, bingo, bango, boongo, I fucking use that in conversation sometimes, and I know nobody knows where it's from, but it gives me a smile. Like I'll just I've said it multiple times in my life, like, and I always know that I don't know why that line is burned in my mind, but I say that all the time, bro.
Yeah. And then I believe it's next issue that starts a crossover, right?
Yeah, the sabotage. Yeah.
Yeah, gonna have to find that issue of Spider-Man because we can't just do the X-Force issue without
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
doing the next
that's
part.
like one of the. I mean, that was a big time crossover back in the day, man. Like
Dude.
you had fucking Todd and Rob and the two
Yeah.
biggest titles Marvel had going on crossing over. There was no way that I wasn't picking that up as a.
Oh hell yeah. This is such a great double page. I just fucking love these issues so much, dude. I think
I do too, man. They give me immense, genuine pleasure that just makes me happy, dude. And like really,
yeah,
that's why I love comics. They make me happy, and this is a comic that makes me happy.
totally 100% agree. I think it's
Yeah.
I keep saying it. I love talking about these old comics. I love going through them again. And
Yeah.
we don't need to overanalyze them. I just want to share our love.
No, dude.
And like
Yeah.
that's what
Fuck
it's
that.
about, dude. So I hope you guys dug the episode. Check out the rest of the Liefeld playlist. You can see went through all the New Mutant stuff. There, and like I said, there is an episode of X-Force 1. I did that one solo a couple years ago. So go check that out as well. Stay tuned for the rest of the X-Force issues that we're going to go through. And make sure you like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time a new vid drops. And on that note, we're out.